What is going on, everyone? Today we are back. Sorry it's been a couple days. It is a little bit late from the reveal, but I did want to go over the initial reveal of Assassin's Creed Resynced. Had a couple things happen with my car recently, so I just kind of haven't really gotten around to doing this right now. Thankfully that's getting taken care of, but I did want to dive in and give you guys an update on how I feel about this reveal finally coming, even though it has been leaked for a very long time. You know, there was a lot of rumors that it was an RPG, not an RPG. It was going to be featuring certain things that, you know, people weren't a fan of. It was going to be a remaster. There was so many rumors going around with this game, and we finally got the initial reveal of Resynced. And I'm just going to go over some of my thoughts, my opinions, and some of my worries and some of my excitements, because there is a mix of pretty much all of them. I will say, though, definitely, first and foremost, one, hope y'all are doing amazing and having a immersive day as always. Two, related to Assassin's Creed Resynced. Overall, it is very, very positive for me. I am extremely anticipated. I already have the collector's edition pre-ordered, which, funny enough, is sold out pretty much everywhere. I don't remember the last collector's edition from Ubisoft that has actually sold out, especially within less than 24 hours. Granted, if you order from Amazon, you typically don't have to pay it right away. It usually comes out a little bit later, so there is that kind of loophole. But yeah, it is, the fact that it's sold out is very, very impressive, and it just goes to show that it has a lot of hype behind it right now. So very, very, very exciting to see that. Cannot wait. I love Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed 4, given by my beautiful Edward Kenway statue, you guys can probably see, is my favorite Assassin's Creed, and Assassin's Creed is also my favorite franchise. Visually, stunning. I don't think there's anything that needs to really be said about visuals other than it actually looks incredibly stunning. Somehow they took an already pretty impressive and gorgeous game for the time that it came out in 2013 and revamped it and made it look even better. This honestly blows shadows out of the water. Water physics and just water in general, Ubisoft has always kind of cooked very well. World environment and detail has always been Ubisoft's like foreplay, I think. Like, they're always very, very groundbreaking in that sense. This one just does it significantly better with the colors of Havana and Kingston that they show, with the beautiful blue seas and the sunlight rays coming through, with the pouring rain and like tornadoes happening and stuff like that. The weather, the world is going to be fantastic. And the one thing I will say about Shadows that was incredible was the weather system. I think the dynamic weather that they had throughout, the fact that there was seasons that literally will cover the entire map, I always thought that was incredible. So if they can implement that in some form or way into AC4, I think it would be absolutely phenomenal. Granted, there'll be no snow because, well, it's the Caribbean Islands, but still, it looks pretty damn well. Besides that, everything else on the surface looks incredible. I think gameplay overall looks very well. They definitely have some things that kind of alarm me. I know a lot of people were pointing out the fact that the parkour looks a little rough. The parkour looks seamless. I just think the issue with I would say Valhalla and like Mirage, the issues that they had is almost looks like there's like a delay in the parkour. Shadows, it looks pretty smooth across all boards in terms of how Naue moves and everything like this. In this one, it has that, but there's some like slight delay that Mirage and Valhalla both had, and I do think it shows a little bit in this. It doesn't look bad. It still looks really fun. I hope they keep some of the flair that AC4 has in terms of its movement, just like with AC3 and stuff like that. Those games had a decent amount of flair to it. I do hope they keep that. Given the parkour footage that we've seen, it doesn't really look that way as of right now. And that brings me into my biggest worry as of right now, which happens to simply be the fact that during the gameplay sessions, during the moment where they talk about the combat and everything, all of the footage is with only swords. And I don't mind that because the flair of his animations, like almost every animation that they did, every fight move that they did, I can literally, it's literally a cut and paste image and references to the old AC4. Like, a lot of the assassinations and the kills are the flair of old AC4, which I do love that. I love that they kept the animations just, of course, maybe a little bit more defined and everything. I really, really do enjoy that. I'm assuming they're probably gonna add more animations into the kills as well. I love the seamless with the rope dart and the gun. The essence of like the free the free play style, is definitely there. It definitely has that Witcher origin style. Shadows had a very tight. Shadows did have a very sorry, my camera fell a bit. Shadows did have a very tight combat system. The only thing about Shadows is, again, it was definitely in form of an RPG. This one they confirmed is not an RPG, which is incredible. Jesus, this fell again. Stay up, brother. There we go. That's a little bit better. They did confirm that this is not an RPG, which is perfectly fine. I think that's a very good thing to be said. I think that's a good thing to be talked about. I think we don't need any more RPGs. I do think, actually, if this one nails correctly, I think Ubisoft has finally found the formula again to bring Assassin's Creed back. It looks incredible in that sense. But for combat, they talk about how you can fight with blades, pistols, or hidden blades, pistols, and swords. During the hidden blade segment, they only said that you can fight with hidden blades. The scene that they show is an assassination move from Unity and Syndicate. That is literally an assassination move. And the only reason why I'm worried is because, again, on the UI, he still has a sword out during that little scene. My worry is they do what Mirage did. And the issue I have with Mirage, because Mirage is the worst combat system, I think, of Assassin's Creed. It's not necessarily horrible. It's horrible to Assassin's Creed, given the grand scheme of how many games there are and all the other things you can do. In Mirage, you only have one set open conflict weapon, and that is literally the sword and the dagger. In AC4, from the footage, they only show one set combat system, and it is the swords. They didn't show anything else. Now, again, they could be tweaking up the animations and stuff like that, but I really, really hope they do not remove hidden blade combat, hand-to-hand combat, grabbing enemy weapons like axes, one-handed swords, the muskets. I really hope they do not get rid of any of that. That is my biggest issue right now with this remake, at least in terms of what we've seen in the footage. Again, it's very slight issues, because, again, they might have it in the game, and if they do, then what I'm saying is completely pointless. You know what I mean? It's irrelevant. It's in the game. I just do not know. That's my only worry from the showcase they did show, is the fact that we did not see any other gameplay except, obviously, assassination kills with stealth, with the hidden blade, and sword combat. Nothing else was shown in terms of its open conflict combat, and that is a big worry for me personally. Other than that, everything the game had to show, everything they showcased, absolutely phenomenal. July 9th cannot come fast enough, even though I won't be playing it that day, because July 9th happens to be my wife's birthday, so I'm taking her out. I'm probably not going to be home all day, so I won't be streaming it probably till the next day, which is fine, because I don't think my collector's edition comes in until the next day anyways. But definitely cannot wait to dive back into AC4. The fact that they also have Woodkid as the next big artist playing in the soundtracks and everything. I love Woodkid. Favorite soundtracks from last year was Death Stranding 2, which he did work on pretty much the entire Death Stranding 2 soundtrack. And Woodkid overall is just such a beautiful, well done artist, and he's also had history with Assassin's Creed, with Revelations and everything. So very excited to see him in this. Yeah, there's not really many issues I have to say about the reveal or anything going in. There's no big worry. Again, my only worry, it could be most likely they just didn't want to show more, because, again, they could be polishing, or they just wanted to keep more of it like hidden and kind of open it more. But my only worry is that little thing that they did not show any other combat system. Other than that, absolutely phenomenal. July 9th needs to hurry up, because it looks incredible. With that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you guys think AC Resynced, because they took out the 4. AC Black Flag is going to be a hit. Given the praise that the trailer has gotten, the praise about the showcase, the praise that essentially the hype for Ubisoft is kind of back. Like this, essentially Ubisoft's fate lies in the hands of Kenway. Like, it literally does. If this nails, I genuinely think we could see a return to form, and they have the formula to give us the Assassin's Creed that we all been missing. Because I think the RPG saga, even though they've been overall good, Origins is probably the best one. Odyssey, it's a good RPG. I don't think it's a great Assassin's Creed. Valhalla is just too fucking big, in my opinion. and it gets a little stale before you actually get to the end of the game. They're all good in their own way. Like, no Assassin's Creed is bad, but I think the RPG saga, like that style, I think it's in the past now. I think fans want to see a return to form in some way. I think keeping the style of the combat from Shadows, because it does have that like tighter angle and like that little similar flow, keeping that style but still keeping action adventure, I think is the perfect way to hit. And 100%, I think if Ubisoft makes this has a successful launch, has a huge sales numbers, I think we can finally see a formula being returned. I also do believe the reason why AC4 is the one being chosen, I think they're gonna explore Edward Kenway's sequel. Could be something I'm just talking about right there. I might dive into another video on that, I'm not gonna lie, but I really think typically when games do a specific remake or remaster, especially when it's a bunch of other ones, it is simply because they want to continue on with that game. Like they want to continue on in some sense. Edward Kenway is probably the only assassin besides Ezio Ezio already got his trilogy, but Edward is probably the next assassin that is the fan favorite and the fan favorite game. It makes sense to see if this nails correctly and maybe drop a sequel. His story still needs to be explored. Yes, we know maybe his end, but there's still a decent amount of time frame before that. So we have to wait and see. Again, I could be just talking on that one. But again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Hopefully like and subscribe. I will definitely get back to each and every single one of them. As always, stay immersive and stay safe.